Hello everybody, welcome back to 10 Minute Reviews. I'm Jason, bringing you today's episode. This fuzzy one right here with her squeaky toys, you're probably going to hear in a second, is Freya. Oh, there's a squeaky toy. Go get it. And we're bringing you today's episode. As always, guys, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. We're just a small family channel. Me, the fuzzy one, the wife, a whole bunch of books. Love to talk about books. We're going to keep talking about books. We would appreciate any support you guys might want to give us. On that note, thank you to our patrons, by the way. On that note, check the links down below for links to our Discord channel, to today's book, anything else that might be applicable. Please check it out, guys. We need traffic through those Amazon affiliate links if you're interested, but it would also help us out quite a bit. And otherwise, I'm going to get into today's book. So I've talked about this author in the past, G.S. Dmoore. G.S. Dmoore. And I want to talk about his book, The Adventures of Grave. The Adventures of Grave. This one just came out not too long ago. As always, I'll talk about four things: the world, the plot, or the world, the characters, the plot, and the writing style. But the first thing I want to say, awesome book, a lot of fun. You got to check it out. And it's a superhero type book. You guys know I like the superhero books. It's a superhero style book, a harem style book, and just overall just a really an apocalypse type of book. Just overall just a really, really fun book. So the world, we basically we start out in modern times. We start out about 20, 30 years ago, and kind of a back history of our main character, and it's basically just kind of normal times, with the exception of they talk about how we're just beginning to have what is appearing to be some sort of plague, some sort of worldwide pandemic. Gee, I wonder where he got the idea for this from. It's just beginning, and then the character, well, dies. Now, the main part of the book occurs about 40 years later. We're looking like the 2030s, somewhere right around there. The world has completely changed. We're basically down to city-states almost. City-states, and then the rest of the world. The governments have pretty much fallen. There's almost wastelands outside of the cities, not because of this rise of any monsters or anything along those lines, but just because humanity lost so much that they kind of had to condense within the cities, and all that's left out there are the forgotten experiments of people that have turned loose these experiments that turn into monsters, and your preppers and your independents that want nothing to do with government or other people and are just out there in the woods, the hills have eyes style. Otherwise, everything's occurring within the cities, and this primarily occurs at St. Louis, although they call it Arch, I think, for obvious reasons. You've ever been to St. Louis. And that leads us to our main character. Our main character is Marcus, and Marcus is, oh, I'm sorry, the last thing I forgot is this virus took out somewhere around 85-90% of men and about 12% of women, and along with that also triggered superpowers. So now we have superpowers. So some of these superpowers are actual physical changes, and some are magical, some are kind of our standard superpowers. Mostly women, because again, we now have a world that for 40 years now has been primarily populated with women, which has changed every single dynamic, from the fact that men get harassed nonstop by the women, because there's approximately one man for every 150 women on the planet at this point. So men are harassed nonstop. Men very rarely have superpowers, so men are harassed, men are raped, men are kidnapped, men are sexually trafficked. On the subway, their butts are getting grabbed. Almost everything has been turned around. Women are supposed to protect men, and women pretty much work in every field, run every field. Women open the doors for men. It's just take every standard trope and flip it around. That's what we have. So the main character, Marcus. Now, Marcus died back in the 90s, and through a set of events that is kind of hinted at, well, it's pretty obvious what happened near the beginning, he is brought back to life. And being brought back to life, as we end up discovering, he's pretty damn powerful. Now, he meets two women right away. One is basically your standard A class, or the low A class, which makes her the second most powerful type of super and extremely rare. Your standard, you'd almost say Titan class. Strength, invulnerability, speed kind of stuff. While the other one is your brain type, your super smart type. And what class she may be, who knows, because they require a little bit more funding. Now, Marcus, it turns out, he is showing basically A-class level strength, speed, and invulnerability. But what really seems to be the big thing for him is he is showing magical ability. And he might be the first S-class, which is the highest, almost God level, magical super to ever appear. But of course, he's got to learn how to do it. And Marcus was a criminal. He was a criminal before, and he is still a rebel and a criminal and does not want anything to do with government. So he refuses to get himself registered, gets fake IDs, has this plan on how he's going to gain money. And you know, this plan has got to include some serious criminal activity. Now, what he was known for in the past was his ability to plan out. He was not a leg breaker, an assassin, things like that. He was basically middle management for crime. He would plan out crimes and execute them to perfection. He would plan them out, recruit, train, eavesdrop, case joints, everything he has to do to make it so that he's not going to fail. His jobs were always the best. And that's what he wasn't necessarily violent, although he could take care of himself, of course. Now he's got superpowers. So he's trying to learn. He's trying to protect himself. He's trying to learn. Meanwhile, he's also being hunted by the most powerful super on the planet, and probably the most powerful inventor and super brain on the planet. So he's got that going for him, or against him. And he's also being hunted because of some conflicts that occur at the very beginning, while he doesn't understand the world very well, by the locally most powerful, not magical, but the other thing. You've got your standard, you've got your magical, and then you've got your supernatural type of superpowers, and they are the only ones that can create new supers. Your typical stuff, your werewolves, although Therians mostly, basically shifters, not necessarily werewolves, they're just shifters. And apparently everybody has one in them. Once they are bitten to be transformed, then whatever type they're going to be, and whatever level of power from might still look normal and just be a little bit more, graceful and have a tendency to lick your balls, to actually transforming to a muzzle and teeth and claws to full-blown 6-foot tall dog or cat or whatever else, a snake, anything. So he's being hunted by them as well. So he's being hunted by everybody. Yeah, he just wants to live his life. He needs to gain money so that he can, and equipment, in a location, so that then he can plan out his first idea to make money. And from there, basically, Marcus is planning on kind of becoming the criminal overlord. He's basically going to become the big master. That's his plan. And he's probably going to be able to pull it off, is my guess. In future books, I'm thinking it's going to go pretty damn well. But as far as the writing style goes, if you've read G.S. Dmoore before, you know it's pretty funny, pretty amusing, pretty straightforward, sometimes kind of silly. Some of the fight scenes are absolutely hilarious, and some of them are just really well written. Just a well-written book. Really, really good book. So after you guys hit the like and subscribe buttons, you guys got to check out The Adventures of Grave by G.S. Dmoore. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll catch you guys next time. Bye now.